Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. It's April 11, 1943 in this game. Um, again, I'm the Allies here, trying to plan some upcoming, uh, some, what's the word I'm trying, some follow-up strategies here to my invasions and offensive so far. But a lot of it's getting guys into position, but getting them the training, the planning for the specific mission, those kind of things. Anyway, still trying to build up Kusai base, but we do have it strong enough to have some cap. So we got some F4U1s there covering. Where's my sweeps? Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm just flipping through this because they're just the usual bombings, and more or less the usual, like, status quo damage. I'm nervous about my missions over Chiang Mai, but we'll see. Maybe they'll all go in the afternoon, and maybe okay. Well, at least we didn't lose any bombers in the AM, so let's see if we launch in the PM, but again, hopefully sweeps first. But none of my bombings went. Nothing in the Pacific, in the Central or Southwest Pacific. That's crazy. Well, let's back up a second. The Southwest Pacific, I have bombers on standby, more or less. Because, well, there we go. So there's, alright. I don't know where his Topsies are operating out of, but probably truck. So we're just hitting Hollandia, beating it up a bit before we put our aircraft, before we stand down all of our aircraft. And then I think I might move to Darwin and start start the process of working over some bases in the Dutch East Indies. We're still trying to advance on Madang. Alright, I didn't see anything happen in Burma, so Chiang Mai did not go off. Man, that's frustrating. He had some potentially fighters there for us to destroy. Man, what is going on? What a waste. Sometimes, listen, this is just a theory of mine. Sometimes when I change um, targets, I feel like there's a bug that doesn't trigger the actual activity that I ordered. I've seen it before where I've set bombers and things to do something, and nothing actually happens. Well, yeah, that guy surrenders due to a shock attack, but that's okay. It'll come back stronger than ever there at Chungking in probably 30 days or less. Oh, Tungu, size 3, nice. But I'm very disappointed that Chiang Mai did not happen. And I hope it's not a bug where for 2 or 3 days, because like I said, this has happened before. 2 or 3 days pass and I don't get my bombing to go off. Anyway, we're going to move on to April 12 at the end here. See if we get any reinforcements, but otherwise, um, on to the next day. Subtender, at least. All right. It's April 12th, 1943. Ooh. Wow, we hit that ship so hard it launched up into above the water. Well, this'll sink, surely. 4 torpedoes it took for us to hit one, and I don't see what it was escorting. Some of these PBs, well, maybe all of them, can carry some cargo, so maybe it was just, a single little boat moving around with some supplies. Pardon me. In any case, one less Japanese ship. Who knows? It might be just worth 2 or 3 points. Oh man, here's the real target that we want. Seriously, what is going on? Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, are you kidding me? We launched like 8 to 10 torpedoes, and not one hit is, but it's a dud. Oh, that's terrible. I can't believe it. How do the dice work in this game? It's like our submariners are terrible. I don't know. It's kind of like what I've been noticing is it's kind of like the first spread. You either hit with a dud, or it explodes and you sink the ship, or if you miss, all the other torpedoes just whiff. It feels like that anyway. All right, we're gonna take some damage. I'm just gonna push through this. It's a Dutch sub. We'll take a look afterwards, see how badly. 3 hits. I don't know if they're gonna be near misses or what, but we can always look at that. But look at all these ships bringing in troops. It would have been nice to get a torpedo into a transport instead of trying to waste one on a destroyer. All right. So our I don't think any of our bombers flew. Yesterday. I could be wrong. It's been a couple days in real time. But we were supposed to bomb Chiang Mai, and I went ahead and left that alone. I'm that's what I want to do anyway. I want to hit that air base. Well, glad he doesn't have any cap here. Wow. Pretty sad. Look at all these bombers. And that's it. That Man, what is the deal? Japanese are outperforming our bombing runs. This is just trash. I mean, this is just terrible. Terrible accuracy. We lose at Wellington. I mean, I don't I don't understand. Well, his flak is pretty deadly here over Chiang Mai. I may have to put up some. I mean, increase our altitude when we hit that base. All right, we're starting to finally destroy things. Supply hit. Some more supply hits. I don't know how much supply he has here, but there's our sweeps. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at all these poor uh, embellished reports, maybe I'll say. And all the sweeps come after. Nice, guys, nice. I mean, by now, we'd have shredded bombers and probably have swept the skies with our bombers. And then when the fighters come, there'd be nothing to dogfight. We have a few hits of various kinds. We do apparently have some port attacks as well as airbase attacks. I am pleased with some of this accuracy here. Not bad. Compared to Chiang Mai, this is acceptable. Yeah, counter battery there. It's pretty good. That was pretty quick. So we'll just go around the map and talk about what we have, what we saw, and what we can see possibly in the near future. Mm, some bombers, nice. Maybe. All right. Well, we're shuffling 5th U.S. Bomber Command. We're going to try to move it to the north of New Guinea. We got some other things going on here. Um, but I'm just gonna speed down. Sorry, let's start over. Go ahead and feel free to pause. I'll go a little bit slower, give you a chance to hit the pause button, and you can take a look at any of this stuff. We do have expansions. These are basically just bases. I'm just trying to get a few free points, or cheap points anyway. Cape Town, we got to size 9. That's, of course, not going to be worth much points, but I mean, we have engineers sitting there literally unable to do anything else. So we got that maxed out, and Morocco is well on its way to being also maxed out. And at the bottom here, we got some refits, got some at Prom. The 39th Indian, I was looking at it, and it wasn't, what's the word? Anyway, I'm trying to fill it out, but it kind of had some stopped stopped it was it wasn't getting any reinforcements anymore. So I looked at it a little bit further, and it needed, in order to get more reinforcements, I needed to upgrade the devices because the squads that are in it, like I had 0 in the pool. So I flipped it to upgrade, and now it should be able to fill out a bit more. I don't think I have any more Burmese squads. In any case, at least we can get some Indian and British squads in here if we upgrade it properly. And we got some repairs completed. We got a cargo ship, and then these 4 squadrons of bombers. It looks like. So let's start here real quickly just to see what did come in. Okay, so I was expecting these to come in, these A36s, and because they're not going to be withdrawn and they're not hard coded to stay here, I probably will buy them out. Now, what is this? Nope. It just says fighter. So we're starting with I'm a little bit confused. This is a bombardment squadron that attached to a bomber command that is a fighter, and the upgrade is a fighter. So that's okay, that's boggling my mind. Now, I will say this. I was looking at this before it came in, a few days ago in the game, and it's basically, I look at it like a fighter bomber. We got 1,000 pounds worth of bombs here. We should be able to use these. It's not really that great as a fighter. Sure, we can have it cap or whatever, but as a sweeper, it would be limited. So what I'll probably do is train these guys up pretty highly in the these don't even come out until October 43. So I'll probably leave it here for a few months because we're not going to be able to fill this out for at least 6 months. It's going to be more than that because they'll come out in October and we got to wait for them to produce. Um, so we'll just sit here and train up. What I'll do is I'll train up. Well, it looks like we're already doing pretty good on air. However, I'll fill this out with pilots also. I'll get full 16. We'll train them up in air to air. We'll train them up in strafing and also low ground. And then we'll use these as our as some basically fighter bombers. And then let's see again here. It looks like this carries 700 pounds worth of bombs, so I may still keep them as fighter bombers because it's just 650 caliber machine guns, which isn't bad. But and it's better at sweeps probably, but still 20 is the highest we can go according to our house rules. So I'll probably keep these as fighter bombers even when they upgrade. Now, by the way, we have a house rule also. We've agreed that you can upgrade whatever you want. Actually, I'd say house rule. It's the preferences of the game itself. So probably we'll I mean, I could do whatever I want with this upgrade path. Um and it looks like if you go historical route, we are gonna eventually flip to bombers, the A-20G Havoc, and when we obviously get to that, then we can get some. We'll need to get some bombardment pilots. Anyway, mm, moving on here. And that's all four of these. Basically, I'll treat them all the same. All right, let's look at losses here. We lost a few, let's see, 4-3. This is a lot better than it's been in a long time. With all the flak damage, I thought we were going to have 9 or 10 ops losses, but I'll take it. Okay. He lost a Dina to flak and then a Nick and an Ann. I don't know where he's using these guys. Um, we of course keep losing these air transports. B-26 Hudson. Yeah, the Wellington we saw get shot down by flak. Well, not ideal, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You gotta bomb things. We did lose some pilots. You would have seen. Yeah, I expected this to be 2 or 3 points, but one. That's still fine. I don't know that he was using it for cargo, but it can carry 70, maybe 35 oil. I don't know what he was doing with it, and but it's short. It's such a short range. I know we have ship boats that are like 1200 range, so 1200 endurance. Where that was up in here, and I was hoping we could sink that tanker. That would have been nice. And it looks like that's what it was being used for, is escort after all, not just carrying its own cargo. Um, which of course that tanker is now unescorted and probably run away, but that patrol boat probably has enough range when you attach a tanker to to deliver stuff, maybe even up. I don't know where he was taking it. And it could be he's taking it just to Singapore. I don't know. I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna waste much more time on something that's very minor issue. Okay, but let's jump back into the map, the action here, or what feels like slow moving molasses. So if we send our ships up here, let's say, they can get here in about a turn and see what they can do. Maybe go to truck and raid it, whatever. Uh, bombers you can set to bomb from here to here, let's say, and they can bomb on the same turn. So when it comes to stuff like that, you can have a very fluid game, fast paced. But when it comes to invasions, you've got to land, you got to get engineers, you got to secure it, build it up. The base building and troop movements. I know you don't have troop movements on islands per se, but the troop movements on the mainland, the preparation and then amphibious invasions, and then again establishing the base, repairing and building it back up further, and then establishing the support needed to build up the base and use bombers and stage ships and all the things you have to do to keep the machine moving. That's what takes time. So I mean, I could just boom, hit this, but at some point, I'm beyond my supply lines, and I'm beyond my support and air, because at some point I get way out here, and my air is still way back here, and I can't keep up. then he's up here bombing me. I'm saying all that to say that what looks like kind of a slow, uh, you could say, maybe use the word boring game is just really me trying to establish bases to advance from. When I fan out to take these, let's say, it can be quick, boom, 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 boom. We can hit several of these virtually at once. But before I can do that, I've got to build up Kusai. Well, I'm going to say this. I feel like I need to build up Kusai because I want to make sure truck is neutralized, and then I feel like I can just do whatever I need to or want to here, and you could see a lot happening in just a few days once once this is built up. Once I'm comfortable with the base level here. And so I apologize for the what feels like a pause or you know, um, kind of a um, well, certainly inaction. It looks like inaction is is just. Also, one other thing I'm doing that is not something you can tell very on a looking at the screen here. One thing I'm doing is setting up objectives, which some of these I might need to revisit. Um, Setting up objectives and build and getting these numbers up because I don't feel comfortable invading, especially invading with low readiness, not readiness, what's the word again? Low objective value here. So let me think. What am I trying to say? Oh, the other thing I'm doing is bringing troops forward from these rear bases up into these forward bases. So literally, I'm not just sitting on my hands waiting for something to happen. We're bringing troops forward to Shortlands. I'm shuffling troops from Townsville up to here, up into here. I'm because I'm trying to get ready to stage for invasions up in the north here. So that said, I just wanted to point out that I'm not, you know, it looks slow and passive and possibly, well, certainly not the most entertaining stage of the war, but things are happening. And I can guarantee this is another thing. Once we can secure Medang and Hollandia, these might fall quickly, and I might be able to just stage invasions across the board here. So things could look interesting at any time, but first I'm just focusing on um, building up, getting these bases built up, and we've seen them build up quickly. I mean, this is already maxed out. This is maxed out, and this is maxed out. So we've got lots of engineers, and I'm forwarding even more to the front lines. So a lot of these bases will build up rather quickly. This doesn't seem to be moving very quickly, but we are also building up the port here, and that's taking a lot of energy. We got Maroc increased up to level 7. We got one more level we can expand before that's done and maxed out. Okay, so I just kind of told you why. There's not a lot to expect here. Everything I've told you about the upcoming um, movements and status is all pretty much the same as it was yesterday or the day before whenever I talked about it. Now this is a little bit more fluid. It was very static not too long ago, but now it's a little bit more fluid. We're chasing him out of Burma, well, out of central Burma. He's gonna still be stuck very entrenched into southern Burma here in the very most important base north of Singapore. I mean, beyond, between here. eh, Well, anyway. I'd like to take this back, but I don't have the material. Look at that. He's got like probably 4 or 5 divisions here, maybe more. Uh, and I have no idea where he's shuffling all this stuff, but he has to be careful too because what's going to happen is he may get in a situation where supplying all this, although he's been supplying it for some time now. Um, Now, one of the things I want to do is swing a guy around here like this and see what I can see down as I come down this road. Just take a look. Um, I have a battalion I could send forward to do that too. But anyway, I'm not gonna rush that. I do have a regiment coming as well, and then these guys will be free shortly. I may send an excursion with my third, this special forces division. Maybe I'll grab all my special forces and just do a small incursion somewhere. Um, it looks like he's moving, but that could just be false. Uh, Sometimes he tells it to move, cancels it, and then tells it to move so that it looks like it's always moving and I don't want to act on something that is false. Now, what's good about the movement tabs here is I know he's not going to attack me if he's moving, so I can focus on continuing to bomb some of these air bases that he keeps using. I don't think he'll use these because he can't rail south far enough south. I may hit Chiang Mai one more day. Hopefully the sweeps go first. And then what I'll do is I'll go around and I'll double check my for example, where did we bomb from? Uh Mandalay. Take a look at these. See, this is 13K. I thought that was um satisfactory, but the flak is getting way up in there, so I may bump it up. I'll take a look at that, but I'm not gonna bore you with all that. Um, Also, I noticed recently we're getting some of these Wellington BX, so probably soon I will upgrade to them, even if I only get a. This is depleted, so I could upgrade, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would free up 4 bombers to be put into this squadron, but since I can only max out at 16, maybe what I'll do is I'll wait till this is maybe 4, or wait till 4 aircraft can fill this out. I don't know. In any case, I'm trying to be optimal here. I don't want to just sit here and upgrade just to upgrade and then have just 2 bombers. The problem is the British are fighting a European war, so all this stuff is taking forever to get over here to Europe, and maybe they're trying to withhold some of it for that war, and so we are not getting a lot sent to the Pacific or Asian theater. Anyway, so I think we're relatively secure with this line we have here. Um, and so we'll see how it goes. I'm keeping a division here just to keep him from spotting an opening and coming right back in. I don't think he would do that though, because I think supply has been an issue for him. And check that out. We've got 1800 assault value there. We should be digging in as well. So now it is clear terrain, so that's not ideal. But by holding these positions, we can also, at a moment's notice, push in and threaten. But look at that. This is probably 4 divisions, 5 divisions. I'm just saying equivalent of units, maybe not all divisions. Got some tank regiments and various things that he's got here. So the only way really to take southern Burma, I think, is to build up some, um, build up some supplies here at Tungu would be very nice, and then just do some kind of an invasion. Swing around, maybe take Mole Mine, and he'd have to pull out. And that would be better than trying to knock him out of these hexes. But one other thing, these are going to be very hard to supply over time. So when we get mass, and I do, I do plan to position my bombers in such a way that we can really hammer places like Tavoy. And once we destroy Tavoy, what's going to happen is he's going to be able to use these bases, of course, um, but like fighters could base here and here, but he's not going to be able to have like his naval bombers reach out to hit us. Um, but of course, he could base them here and still probably reach out up here because they do have a pretty good range. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but also one other thing, I'm looking for a timeline to capture Port Blair. I will probably need a little bit more offensive capability when it comes to fleet power as well to be able to do that. One thing I could do is set up a bombardment group, swoop in, bombard, and just run away. That's something I could put on the docket as well. But anyway, we have a lot of work to do right in this area. I've been kind of burned a bunch with ships in this area, so I don't know how aggressive I'll be, that's for sure. May have to wait till 44 before I do too much in this area. But in China, we don't see much happening in the east. If you just take this area as the east, and then we go up here in the central, he's got a lot of stuff moving in on us. Um, he's pursuing us here. What I may do, I think he's been pursuing us for one turn, but he can go he can go pretty fast on these back roads. I'm gonna flip back to combat mode because I'm afraid he'll just get in with tanks. He can just get in right now, basically. Um, and then he's sitting right outside of uh, our ability. So if we try to chase him, he can run away quickly. He's probably got armored cars there or something like that. Um, but yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay in this area. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. He may come to stop. He may stop here, like he stopped up there. He may be doing something where he's positioning himself for the fall of Sion and then start moving up or something. I don't know how aggressive he's going to be. Here, I get him not being aggressive because he's just got a small little, uh, probably, like I say, a recon unit. But here, this has a pretty good amount of stuff. Look at all those tanks. I'm sure they're not all tanks, but that's a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of stop talking now, but thanks for joining me. Um, uh, Not a lot of activity in China, but some enough to cause concern. All right, we'll be back April 13 to keep the ball rolling and hopefully continue in um, with some good success in certain areas. But take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.